Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm outside. Behind me is my vegetable garden that I'll give you a little closer view of in a second. There are tons of weeds in it. We've been super busy inside with projects in the house that I haven't had a chance to weed the garden too much. Now we're mid-June, and so today I want to get in there and get rid of a lot of the weeds, and I'll show you what vegetables I've planted. I have it enclosed in a fence because we do have chickens and we like to let our chickens roam around. So I did look up vegetables that I could still grow outside that the chickens wouldn't bother, which were like tomatoes and potatoes. However, they still love to scratch, and so they actually dug up the potatoes that I planted. So now we're just keeping them in for a few weeks until the plants get bigger, and hopefully then we'll let them out to roam around again. And then like lettuce and other things, I have a lot of stuff within the fence, so they won't be able to get at that, and the dog won't be able to get at that either. I'll give you a little tour of the before, and again, it's very weedy, and I'll show you after the work that I get done. So right here I have some broccoli plants. So I don't think there's any broccoli yet. So the broccoli, I bought the plants. I didn't plant these from seed, but they were just little itty bitty plants when I got them. And so I have 6 plants of those. Here's a lot of weeds. I did a tiny bit of weeding last night. It's right along here. We have there's some radishes, and they're delicious. It's actually, I'll pull one out, it's the long kind, not the round kind, they're long. And I've got a couple different kinds of lettuce here. And then back here I have a row of Swiss chard in. And so here I've got to get weeding, as you can see. Can you even tell what's a weed, what's a real plant? I do have carrots. These are the carrots plants here. These little feathery ones. So I've got to get all the weeds out of here before the carrots get too tall, because if you weed when they're too tall, then they're gonna flop over because the weeds are like actually helping them to stand up. They're coming up well, so I'm happy about that. Love fresh carrots from the garden. Then right along the fence, I put in some snow peas. So they're starting to climb the fence, so that's fun. It's the first year that I do these. And then here I've got zucchini. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants of zucchini. I've got some cucumber hills. And okay, there's a huge potato plant here. I'm pretty sure this is one from last year. It just decided to come up, so I left it. It's like right on the edge of the fence, but it's okay. I'll dig it up in the fall and we'll see what we get. So different cucumbers, I got like 4 different varieties. And cucumbers is another one of my favorite garden veggies. Then here I have some purple cabbage. Also have to get in here and weed. This black paper turned out to be really good keeping the weeds down here. Now I'm supposed to have beans back here, but I am pretty sure they didn't come up very well, and it's mostly weeds that we have. If I find a bean plant, I'm going to show you. Oh, here's one. This is a bean plant here with this leaf. Not a lot of them came up, but it's still early enough. It's June 16th, June 17th, so I can plant more beans and see if they'll come up, and we'd still be able to harvest them in August. Now here I have a lot of peppers, red peppers, green peppers, jalapeno. As you can see, there's a few weeds growing up in the holes right beside the peppers. here I have eggplant. How many eggplants do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's another one. Oh yeah, 6. Here I planted some onions. This is very weedy, but I planted beets. Here are some. You can see the red veining in the plant. That's beets. And I did plant more carrots here. You'll see there's a carrot coming up. So on this side, I don't think they came up as well as on the other side of the patch. Okay, so that's it for inside of the fence. So here I had tried planting some onions here, and the chickens got in there and they were scratching in the dirt. So some of them got pulled up. I have a few beans coming in here. There's beans. Here is my little herb garden, which looks more like a weed garden. I know, I'm gonna get it weeded out. I have cilantro here, but this is actually from last year and it came up again. But it's delicious. Here, this is thyme. Here I have basil. There's the parsley. And this cilantro is the one that I planted this year, but look, I don't know if you can see how tall it shot up. So I'll have to trim that down a bit. Some mint. Mint grows like a weed. I only planted one last year, and look at all the mint I have this year. And you can use it for tea, and delicious in a summer salad too, refreshing. Here I have six, I believe, cherry tomato plants. I have another cucumber hill here, and here, and here, and here, though they're not growing fast. And here I have tomato plants. And all down there, I've got tomato plants as well. Here I've got watermelon. So I have one hill here and another hill here. Now I've got to get to the weeding, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So we are situated in growing zone 5A, and so we can grow quite a bit of different vegetables. I don't really consider myself having a green thumb, but I think we keep a pretty average vegetable garden. My mom would always have a big garden while we were growing up, and so I do have some experience, but I would like to eventually grow a lot of food that we could store over the winter. So I just wanted to show my progress so far. Got the radishes and the lettuce and Swiss chard weeded out. My poor lettuce here, because when I took out the weeds, see, the weeds were helping to prop it up, and so they've kind of just all melted over. And I got started on the carrots. So here at the beginning of my row, they're pretty sparse, but here they kind of thicken up, they came better. So I'll continue along. All right, it's a couple of days later. That day that I filmed, it was really windy and chilly that day. And so I ended up, oh no, the chickens got in. Oh dear. Hold on. Okay, so here's my lettuce. It perked up quite a bit from the other day. I weeded out all my carrots. Well, actually in this section. And against the fence, I have my peas growing up, so they look good. And then my zucchini have really come ahead. We had some rain since I weeded too, so zucchini plants got bigger. Purple cabbage, that's looking good. My beets really came up just sparingly. And the peppers are looking good. They're getting a bit bigger. Ezra kind of weeded out the tomatoes for me. Here's a better view of some of the tomatoes. Still a lot of weeds to take out. Ezra did a path like between the rows. So he took out all of those. And here are my cherry tomato plants. So they're weeded out. I was editing my video and it's been a little while since I filmed, so I just thought I would show you the difference in the garden and what produce I have. So you already knew that I've been eating the lettuce already, and we're just making a salad every day. That's great. Swiss chard looks about ready. I haven't eaten it yet, but we'll start to pick that, and I just like to eat that with a little bit of vinegar and salt. You could also put onion and garlic in when you cook it. It's very good. Look how big my carrots are getting. So they're getting quite big now. The tops are big. And so really looking forward to that. My peas are getting tall. They're not quite at the top of the fence, but getting there. And we see that they are flowering. So that's great. And my zucchini are huge, and we have eaten, I think, 4 now, but I'll show you. Here's a little one growing. Here's another one over here. So they are growing really well. Oh my goodness, there's a huge one that I'll have to pick. So we will be eating a lot of zucchini and a lot of chocolate zucchini bread. If you didn't see that video, go check out my healthy desserts video. I have a great recipe for chocolate zucchini bread. Here we have my cucumbers, which are growing really well. Lots of flowers, and I do see some cucumbers growing. Maybe we can pick this one today. This variety here is the Lebanese. Yes. And so we don't want them to get too big. So that'll be great for a salad today. This plant is doing super well. Lots of flowers there. And so this is great. This is 2.5 weeks since I first showed you. Here's my purple cabbage. So you can see the head of cabbage is starting to form. So that looks great. My onions are huge. We're eating green onion every day in whatever dish I'm making. The beets that did end up coming up, they're looking good. Getting bigger. More carrots here. So I have a bit of space where stuff didn't come up, and I could always replant some radishes or more lettuce or beans. My peppers also doing very well. Some of them have little peppers on them, like this one. These are, I think, like yellow. They're kind of a banana type pepper, so you can see they're growing. I did see green pepper, yes, over here. So that looks good. And I noticed my eggplant are getting bigger. They haven't grown that much. And here is my broccoli. Finally, the heads started to form and they just look beautiful. This must be a cross between a broccoli and a cauliflower. And one more broccoli there. So unfortunately for broccoli, you just get 1 head per plant, but we'll make the most of it and enjoy it. Those are the few bean plants that I have, and I do have some flowers on them. A few more onions here. Here are the cherry tomato plants, which are growing very tall. They are starting to flower, so they look good. And then I have my cucumbers on this side that are outside of the fence, but they are flowering. and doing well. My potato plant is flowering. And these tomatoes are absolutely huge. They are huge, 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 huge. And also have a couple potato plants that decided to grow up willy-nilly in there. So that's my tomato patch. We got them all staked. And so we're looking forward to having lots of tomatoes. I'll freeze a lot of them for the winter. And my watermelon doesn't grow very fast, but it's coming along. It's not dead, so we're still hopeful. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this little garden video. Let me know in the comments what you are growing this year and what you are eating. If you have any gardening tips you want to share. And so if you enjoy these types of videos, please like and subscribe so you don't miss what's happening in Mary's Country Kitchen. And until then, may God bless you with his love, joy, peace, and good health. Bye.